Super Bowl 53, 1 week from today over in Atlanta. New England taking on the Rams. Time for your Super Bowl prediction, CD. What do you think?
Well, everyone thinks defense when they think the New England Patriots. But in the time that they've had their head coach and their quarterback, Tom Brady, guess what? They're the #1 offensive team in the NFL. And you know the Rams are high flyers as well. So that tells me that this Super Bowl, low scoring. It's going to be a total anomaly. I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 13-10 final score, going totally opposite what it should be.
Wow, I'm going to completely disagree. I see high scoring, maybe 51-44, something like that. The two punters, so Johnny Hecker and Ryan Allen, don't even show up to this one.
Johnny Hecker might throw a touchdown pass because you know the Rams like to fake it when he's on the field.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. Now Breeze throwing on second down. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. At the 48-yard line.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
On first down, Breeze. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And they go backwards here, losing yardage. Back at the 48-yard line.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
He was looking for Todd Gurley, and that takes us from second to third down. Up with something here on third down. On play action, it's Breeze. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. Play back at the 46. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. On fourth, they do snap it to Prescott. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's in. And the AFC is going to get the football back in great field position. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on fourth and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. Right? There's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. One quarter in the books. 8-0 our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. To throw, it's Mahomes. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it'll bring up third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Here's a carry for James Conner of the Steelers. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. 22 yards on the pickup there. And the AFC will have a first down. I got to tell you, I'm shocked. When I realized they were running the football at 4th in that distance, I thought that was a surefire throw.
I can hear it in your voice because I'm the exact same way. No one runs the football in this situation, right? You've got to throw it to have a chance unless you're them. Talk about supreme confidence bordering on arrogance, and they got it done, keeping the ball on the ground to pick up the first down.
So a nice chunk play running the football followed by that, going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, maybe so, but they don't seem to be that concerned about it because when you've got a big-time runner, you will trade a few of those for those big chunk explosive runs that he provides. Those add up over time, don't they?
On second down, it's Connor, and an alley to run. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he will take this in for an AFC touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the AFC is able to widen their advantage.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Mahomes now going to lead his guys up for the 2-point try. And they'll try a little razzle-dazzle. And he is in to make it 16-0. So 2 successful 2-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or 2-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
There you go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Under 10. Under 20.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Jalen Ramsey right there in coverage to knock it away.
It's now 3rd and 19.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Refusing to go down. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They'll run. It's Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And, Charles, they just handed them a gift. Going for it there, that spot of the field inside the 20, boy.
Yeah, sometimes you think you've got plenty of time in a game, so you take a little bit of a crazy risk. This goes in the category of a crazy, crazy, crazy risk. Yeah, I'm giving you 3 on that one. But how about on the defensive side of the ball? To see them come out, line up, and decide to go for it there.
And he will take this in for an AFC touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the AFC adds on to their lead. Great play, but admittedly, the tackling in the Pro Bowl, Charles, not always the best.
I would say that they're not quite as committed to getting a guy on the ground in the Pro Bowl as maybe during the regular season and, of course, in the playoffs. But still, heck of an individual effort there on that run.
Mahomes now going to lead his guys up for the 2-point try. And they'll try a little razzle-dazzle. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. The third time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 2-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the third.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game plan for. Felt good about being aggressive and going for it. And right up until that one, they had gotten 2 for 2.
Todd Gurley and the offense, they get set and trot back out there now. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a third down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Here we go.
So we're at halftime of the 2019 Pro Bowl. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The AFC offense now set to start this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A good pickup there, a 22.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
Yellow. Hey, tight.
Two yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Connor. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They're going to run. Here's Connor, and he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he's brought down. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. A lot up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he is into the end zone for an AFC touchdown. Lamar Miller taking it in. And the AFC is able to widen their advantage. And, Charles, when you catch that toss going right or left, really, but right in this instance, do you go straight for the pylon? Is that where you're going?
Well, typically you want to try and maneuver people a little bit so you have some space to get to the pylon. So I want to make sure I try and move them a little bit to the inside, and in this case to the left, so I can get to the right side and get to that pylon and wink at it as I go by.
They'll try and run it in with Miller. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the NFC heading out for their first drive of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That'll go down as a loss of 8. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine.
Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
Got some room at the 30. And all the way up to the 37-yard line. So the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
But that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. The numbers for the NFC on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's the NFC with the football as we welcome you back. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards.